Hello, today in this training, what we're going to go over is automated lead assignment. This can be an incredibly powerful tool for a home service company if you decide to turn this on inside your Toolsey account, because speed to lead and how quickly you respond to a lead is a big driver in how successful you are at sales conversion, generating revenue for your business. And this will allow you to automate that entire process to make sure that you have the ability to respond to leads in 1 to 2 seconds. I mean, it's extremely fast, and this will give you a competitive advantage as you're going out winning more jobs by being able to respond faster. And so certainly within Toolsey, you can manually assign the leads, but if you decide to turn on the lead automation, it will, in effect, supercharge your response times and make you just incredibly effective at being able to respond very quickly to your new leads that come into the system. Okay, this is how it works. It's very simple to set up. The first thing you're going to do is go to Settings, which we're already on here, and then you're going to go over here to Lead Rotation Profile. And there are different lead rotation profiles here that you can choose from: a standard round robin rotation, individual salesperson based on specific geography where you can break it down by zip codes and things like that, or team. You can do the same thing where you can create an entire team around that, or by product. But the one that I recommend, and the one that's probably the most popular, is just strictly based on distance. And you also can subdivide it based on product. So we're going to go into this one. The other ones are very similar in setup, and so I think if we go through this one, it will give you a good indication of how to set it up on any of the other ones as well. But if we open this up, and this is a test account, so you can see a lot of them already set up here, but don't worry about that. We're going to set up a brand new one. And what we would do is we would go in, and the first step in this process is to create a team name. You could really create any name that you like. It could be a fun name, it could be a city name, it could be a territory name. Create the name that you're going to be comfortable with, and then you can decide, do I want to create a team leader? You don't have to have a team leader. If you do assign a team leader, that team leader will be able to see everything that happens within the team. So there's some advantage that if you do have a team leader to be able to do that, because now you can select them, and when they log into their dashboard on the web or on the mobile, they're going to see all their team members' leads and everything that's going on. And so if you select that, you also can select more than one team leader. So maybe you have a couple people in charge that you'd like to have access to this team. You can definitely do that. Then the next step would be to set up a zip code, which is your center point. And that center point really is from where all the leads are measured against to determine the assignment. So it's going to be the closest to that zip code that would you get assigned that lead. And so this might be the office address, for example. It could also be a salesperson. If you're having an individual salesperson handle a certain area, you could do that. But typically it would be your office address. And then the next thing is the type of work. You can actually even subdivide within that zip code down to particular types of work. So let's say we have some, we want to create this team to focus on siding. And if you had somebody who was selling, say, windows and doors out of the same office, you could create a windows team and a doors team if you wanted to subdivide it that way. And it would take the zip code, and then it would also subdivide underneath the windows or underneath the doors team. If that's not important to you, you don't have to do that. You could just skip over that, and any lead that comes into that zip code is going to go to the team that you're creating. The next part would be to assign the team members. And so all you do is go, and it's going to list every salesperson in your company, and you just assign the number of team members you have, and then you, at that point, save and close. And once you save and close, then this team is created, and it automatically turns on. Now, When you see it here, you'll see the list of any teams. You can create multiple teams, really unlimited number of teams, and you can edit or delete these teams at any time, or add members or delete members, of course, as employees change in the company. So that's very easy to do as well. The last step in this process is to go over to the sales team and look at the sales team that the members of your sales team, and make sure that if they're on that team, that they're turned on for assignment. If they're turned off, even if they're on the team, they'll be skipped over in the rotation. So you'll want to go ahead and make sure that they're on if they're available. But if they go on vacation or they're unavailable, then you can turn them off. It doesn't mean that they leave the team. It just means that they'll be skipped over on assignment until you turn them back on. And it's really that simple. There's really nothing else you have to do. Once you set it up, you can really forget about it, because it will automatically, the moment that a lead comes in, will automatically go through that process, and this will drive your speed to lead off the charts. I mean, you will do incredibly well with that. If you have any other questions or need some assistance in setting this up, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help, and we can definitely walk you through the process and help you set this up. Thank you very much. Have a good day.